Welcome to my allotment, plot 3 in North Warwickshire. I'm going to be taking up some of my white onions today. They're still looking pretty good, they're still standing up tall, but I think I do really need to take some of these out as they're a reasonable size. Don't want to take too many chances. So let's do a little bit of a reveal and see if we've got any unwanted visitors around the onions. I'll get this cleaned up and we'll have a look. Just given these a bit of a swill off, and I've had a little look, and they do look quite healthy. They've got a good root system on still. Now, I haven't dried onions before, I haven't grew onions before, so what I'm going to do is just lay them out here until they've dried out. If I need to do anything else, trim the roots or trim the tops, I'll be most grateful. Let's have a look round the plot. The alpine strawberries, I can't believe how well they're doing there. I've mulched them up with some chainsaw shavings when I cut my last lot of logs up, and there's a few flowers on there, so hopefully I may get a crop. These were sown just under 12 months ago, and I can't believe how well they've grew. The Atlantic giant in the leaf mould is an experiment. At the moment it's beating all the other Atlantic giants, but it's whether we get any fruits off the actual plant, if it's got enough nutrients. These are the gourds in the this area. Courgettes, some pumpkins, more courgettes, and the tomatoes are doing really well. A real nice dark green, but still struggling to keep my cucumbers alive. They're still rotting off, but there is still hope for that one, which seems to be much further than the rest. One or two people have been on about how they know where to water their gourds when they start romping round the plot. As I water mine through those fruit juice bottles, as they get bigger I'm just going to make them taller, so I know that the water is going exactly where I need it to. The Rhubarb leaf tea insecticide has killed quite a few bugs, and now we've got some new growth, but this patch was devastated with them, and it's damaged a lot of the leaves, but these are nearly ready for picking anyway. But be aware of the soap that's actually in the insecticide, as it does scorch the leaves. That has been mentioned a few times as well in the comments. The heads are now forming on the sunflowers, so I'm hoping that that will enhance the garden. It's the only flower that I've got on the allotment. I will have a go at growing other flowers next year. The sweet peas that I thought I was going to take home, they're there, and the flowers are just started to form on those. I'll just leave you now with a few clips of the allotment. Those are the Swedes. With this sort of lettuce, picking from the lower leaves, these lamps actually support it just while we take the last lot of last crop off it. One of the potatoes inside has actually died right back, so I've cut all the leaves off to help prevent blight. So if I stop watering that bag now and leave the potatoes in the soil, I think they should be okay. Please let me know any different. Going back to when I first started videoing, I'd got a grapevine. This is the original one, which is throwing a few more runners up. They've been planted outside now, and they're thriving. So thank you Tony at Tony's Allotment for that little clip you did on grapevines. Set up a little watering system for the celery. It's going to get a little bit chaotic in here soon. Hopefully I'll be able to take out these peas soon, as there's lots of things that I need to grow behind the tomatoes. As you saw in the brassica cage, it looks like the broccoli and the cauliflowers are going to go to flower, bolt. So I am going to pick those tonight and store them. Overall, the rhubarb leaf tea insecticide worked well, but as I said earlier on, it does scorch the leaves the same as if you use washing up liquid. So Mark Davison's comments were correct, because I've noticed that too. But if you don't kill the bugs will kill your plants. So a few damaged leaves aren't going to really hurt. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like my kiwi is going to flower this year, or fruit. Let's have a look at the wormery. I decided to take some of the worms from out my compost bin. I don't know whether they were the correct sort, but if they're in the compost heap, then they're going to do a good job. And as you can see, where the soil was, they've been pretty active. I don't know whether we'll be able to see any. But they're quite happy. And Mark Davison, if you're watching, that's the worms that are in there. I managed to get about half a cupful out of my own compost bin that's running at the moment. But other than that, it looks quite successful. Other than it getting a little bit warm in there, I've had to keep moving it about and air it so that it doesn't build up too much heat. The mouse traps, I only ever caught 2 large mice. They were a little bit larger than mice actually, but I've had nothing since. I moved the metal traps outside, and the rats have actually, or the mice have licked the peanut butter off. So I think I'll stick to the wooden traps and move them around the allotment. I'm going to get busy at work now. Very busy time of the year for me. So I will try and update people as and when I can. Thanks for watching, subscribing. Do appreciate it. It makes it all worth while doing. Thanks everyone, and happy growing.